Alright folks, welcome back, and we're going to do some 76 camp building in this video, and I haven't uploaded in a very long time, and I do apologise for that. Life does get in the way, and I thought for this build, I have mentioned it on Twitter and on Discord, many other platforms as well, that I'm going to do a responders type character. The idea is that we are building, well, we as in me, building at locations mentioned in holotapes, notes, real just like terminals and stuff, so that way it looks like responders have gone around and built up little areas. So where we're based at the moment is just west of Billings Homestead, so it's just about there, and I've got some amazing people in at the moment, kind of being the settlers for this camp. We're all dressed in responders gear, so the idea is we're all responders and we're all going to try and help out where we can. So for this build we're going to go kind of round clockwise. For this build it's primarily built how I believe a responder, like a bunch of responders would build this. So over here we have the, we've already got the garden area, which again, that doesn't make much sense having a campfire under a broken bench, but it will act as a bonfire for myself. So again, you've got your potatoes, you've got your ash rows, mute fruit. You've got enough food here to last a couple of days since there is the shoreline nearby. That's just Slayer of Gunmen over there, just one of the many responders that we have over here helping the settlers in need. So I believe in this section is kind of, I tried to break it down in different buildings. Each building has its own purpose. So for this building here is kind of the first aid chemistry station. So you've got your kind of little bed there for either the doctor, someone who needs medical attention. Then you've got your crafting station, which is primarily going to be used for stim packs, radaways, all the essentials really for, really living in the wasteland. Now, since camps are primarily to be open, particularly the responders one, they have got to be open enough so people can walk through, chill out and sit in different areas. I decided to have one of the many little seating places we have in the camp. So you've got your two benches, there's two campfires. Since I don't know of any glitches, I kind of wanted a caged fire so it's protected against the settlers, but again we can't get that in this game. You've got your water source down there. It's a bit dirty, but we've also got a water purifier here, a little station. Surprised no mod has took that yet. Then over here we've got the bathroom as well. Now, in an ideal world, the fertilizer for the bathroom from the bathroom would be mixed up with. Oh, we've already had a gunfire. That's bloody great, isn't it? There we go. So this is absolutely hectic right now, so I'll try my best. So the stuff from the bathroom will be used for like fertilizer, mix that in with kind of water. That's Stella there being amazing as always. Is she going to wave back? Yay, she does. Hello, Stella. So I will link everyone's channel below. So far we've come across Slayer and Stella. The only bad thing about this kind of camp area is the fact that it is on a spawn point, and we'll get to that bit in a little minute. So again, here is kind of a moonshiner's shack. You got to make it alcohol, you got to ferment it, all that kind of jazz. Again, spawn point, so there's a dog lingering around. Little bedroom. I did run out of build budget with this, so it's quite minimal, but I'm quite okay with that. So moving up after the moonshiner shack, over here we've got another water purifier, and in that little shed behind it is the generators. Now, it does take a fair oomph to kick down that wall, so yeah, we'll go from there. And since the logic with the responders is that they'll help out anyone who they can, the emergency services aren't really around as they used to be. So again, I've hired out a lot of people here to help kind of role play people. So I'm a policeman. He's that's Daddy McQueen, but I can't remember the outfit. I think that's the paramedic's jumpsuit. Hunter of Gunmen's over there as one of the fire breathers. So yeah, we've got a lot of people here trying to just act as settlers and act as responders. So the logic with this build is, we're building it so it looks like the responders built it up. It doesn't look too unrealistic. It looks logical, and we're really trying to go from there. Now, I mentioned before about spawn points. You'll see a mud meat pile here. Again, enemies spawn in there, and it's quite annoying, to be fair, but we kind of have to build up from that and go with it. So you'll notice there I've glitched in a few walls, the floors to act as roof. So to do that, you will have to get these floors pretty close by and glitch a wall into it. So it is quite tricky to do, but overall I'm quite happy with how this came out. Again, the windows do open, and peeking out the window over there we see Slayer of Gunmen. So again, over here you've got your shop window again with the wire coming through it as well. So every responder camp, kind of MorganTown as well, has a vendor, and I wanted to try to keep that beat and have my own kind of vendor, or like a robot, or something on those lines where people can come in and buy stuff. And then this is one of the 3 floors we have. It's kind of the main crafting area. Now the only problem about this build is if had is the floors. I couldn't get anything through here, nor could I get anything kind of like covering this section up. But I'm quite okay with that, since I am only level 44 or something. So again, we come upstairs, and the most aggravating aspect of this build is that it is 3 floors wide. Now there's no roof that is 3 floors wide. It's either 4 or 2, and it can be quite annoying, but I've ended up having to utilize walls on either side and then attach smaller floors and such. So the kind of the rooftop here is acting as a rooftop terrace. You can play your banjo if you wish. You can heat up near the fire, and that's really the idea here. You've growing your own herbs, and let's really kind of go from there. And obviously we've got our bodyguard over there making sure everyone is safe, and that's really the idea for this, is the fact the responders from MorganTown, a handful have survived, and they're trying to make a new community for people to to come around and really make other travelers feel safe, make everyone feel okay with everything, give them the resources they need, give them the shelter, and really try to bring hope back into the people of Appalachia. Make them understand it's not the end of the world. And that's really the plan for this build. And I do intend on doing a series mentioned on they're mentioned in holotapes and notes. So again, the build after this, I have a list sorted. So we're gonna build at a broken down, kind of a dilapidated area, and really try and fix that bit up, do another video. So again, special thanks to all the fellow YouTubers in this video, iStella and Dragonball McQueen. We did have Scorpio, and who else is here? I'm losing track of who's here. It's very confusing. So we've got one other person whose name I have actually completely forgotten. So I do apologise for that. But I will link everyone in the description below, and honestly go check them out. I do appreciate everyone dropping in for this build, and hopefully in the next kind of episode we can kind of build some more on that. So thank everyone for checking in, and yeah, I'll catch you in the next one, guys. So hey guys, welcome back, and in this part of the video is going to be the beforehand after kind of sequence. It's the first time I'm editing this kind of editing this kind of video, really trying to incorporate all the different features. Now, you've just seen the kind of guest tour, if you can call it that, again with all the responders in there trying to work around. So at the moment we're going to go clockwise around this build, showing you before and after. So the first kind of change is going to be this big right side of the house was basically missing, it wasn't really there. So again, I tried to utilize the stairwells and the floors to create kind of a multi-tiered stairwell. We will get closer into that later on. Now, since the kind of farm already has, well, the house already has a small farm, I didn't really need to waste some of my build budget on food, which surprisingly takes quite a lot of space. Again, trying to keep with the responders theme, each build is going to be separate. It's not going to be connected to the existing one or any other. So where we see now is literally nothing, because there was nothing there when I came here. And again, we'll see about now, I think, yep, that this build is kind of a chemist. You know, you've got your crafting station in there, you've got a bed, you've got your bookshelves and water, and that's really kind of for anyone who needs help in. That's the ideal plan. You know, you need stim packs, you go there. You need a rest, you go there. And again, to keep with the responders theme, there's a lot of seating areas around. Because this is based off the responders in Morgantown, which were mostly all decimated, our vault dwellers tried to bring back to life the ideology of the responders, trying to help out everyone. So I've built this accordingly, really, how I believe it would be. And again, small moonshiner shack, which is a challenge by Quicksmoke and Vault Girl, so I will throw that in the description as well. Now, this is the second of the 3 or 4 seating areas that we have. Again, someone who needs sleep, bit of food, just a quick little drop or drive-by, whatever you want to call it. You know, you want to get that energy going. And again, you can see here, there's literally nothing there. It's a hole in the back of a wall. Well, there's half the house missing off the rest of the house is what you should really call it. And again, you know, going through the front door or the half hole, you can see how much it's tried to change. Now, again, it was one of the most difficult builds I've done since Fallout 4, trying to renovate Taffington Boathouse. And again, there are some bits in this build I'm not 100% on, such as the massive pile of wood in the middle of the floor I can't do anything with, which is infuriating, and, you know, trying to work around that. Again, the responders usually have kind of caches or supply computers or whatever you want to call it. That's one of them. It has aid, guns, ammo, and all that jazz. And the ideal way you would earn that is by just grafting and helping in the community, really. So if we come upstairs, you'll see how much of upstairs there isn't there. That's a bit of a backward sentence, but you'll notice how much of this floor just isn't there. So try to incorporate that, utilising the big, massive multi-tiered stairwell. So it is quite a challenge to do this. I was originally going to incorporate the build of it, but it took several days of swearing, cussing, and getting annoyed, as many people will vouch. So the entire structure is mainly made out of wood, because in my head the idea is, you know, they would go into the forest, cut down a tree, use that wood. They'd go to a car park, find a rusty car, rip off a side of a door. You know, you have to be quite strong, like, but you get the gist of it. So again, up to the final kind of floor, which again really isn't there. There's a couple of holes in the floor, and again, apologies for the greatly timed invitation there from McQueen. Again, link in the description below. And I didn't really know what to do at the top floor. It was a bit difficult, but overall I quite like it. I didn't have much of a build budget left, so I tried to keep it a bit open so people can like walk past, sit on the floor, you know, do all that kind of activities. So again, as you see here, there's an acoustic guitar, 2 seats, a weird kind of wooden wheel, which I only assume is for kind of sewing equivalent. Again, if anyone knows what it's actually used for, feel free to comment. So yeah, that's kind of the whole build, and we will get up to one of my favourite small parts of this build, which actually utilises a guard post. So again, you can just call those succulents if you so wish, more like rosemary and thyme, but we won't get up to that bit. So again, if you come through the 3 doorways, we actually have a guard post here, as I mentioned, acting as a balcony. Now, it was a really big pain in the backside trying to get this in there, because you have to use 2 rugs to get, well, I used 2 rugs to get where I want to, and it was pretty difficult. And I believe it was Scorpio, who is in the video around the back somewhere. He actually gave me the second rug, so and he called it a Juliet balcony. Don't really know what that's in reference to, and all I can think of is Romeo and Juliet. So that's really the entire build. I've tried to make it look homey, how the responders would build it, with the resources that they can gather, so from the woodlands, from makeshift boats and cars. I tried to keep as much of the tree life there as well, and you will notice we do phase past it a little bit, a few metal supports, because, well, it needs to be somewhat gravitational. So that's really it, guys. Now I'm going to keep this as a series and hopefully get some more videos out. If you want to be in the next one, feel free to pop down a comment. Basically everyone who knows who I am has got me on Twitter, Discord, etc. And I hope you enjoyed it, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.